block, sold for $250, okay? That's a 3-bedroom. Yours is a 2-bedroom. That's a 2-bathroom. Yours is a 1-bathroom, okay? I know you don't understand everything. Look, that house is 1,500 square feet. Yours is 826 square feet. Come on, man. Too much. Too much. You want too much. You want too much. Yeah, that house sold up the block, but your house not the same. Please let me know and call me back when something changed. You want too much. You want too much. You want too much. You want too much. Yeah, that house sold up the block, but your house not the same. Please let me know and call me back when something changed. You want too much.
What's up, everybody? My name is Aaron Greenstein with SoFlo Real Estate Investors. I wanted to introduce you with that lovely song called "Too Much" by Dutch Jackson. Think it's hilarious. Think it's great. Awesome listen and listen to it every day in my car because it's all about real estate and he kills it. I'm sharing a page with you. This is the SoFloREI website. You can find all of our last roundtable sessions by clicking where it says click here. And you can see the information that we have. You can also see the pictures that we had from our actual meetups pre-COVID. Hey, who's that right there? That's my buddy Rick right there, who's actually on the call today. But yeah, so what I wanted to do a little bit different today. I actually wanted to get into your feedback and what topics we can talk about in the future, the next sessions, who we can bring on if you're interested in hearing anyone. So far we've had 9 great guests, amazing speakers, and 9 sessions. Now, those topics are obviously on the website. And what we did was we went over basically how to manage rental properties remotely, residential financing, 3+ ways to increase your property value, container houses, which is something brand new. We'll get into that later. Syndication, awesome subject. House flipping simplified. We also went over the Burr method, easy solutions for rental management, and large multifamily operations. All these guests were amazing. Can't thank them enough for all the wealth of knowledge that they gave us. I look forward to building this group more and getting more people in here so we can learn. I'm still learning every day. My main goals, because that's what I've learned, is to achieve and set goals. I've been on a mastermind called Think Tank Mastermind with Stephen Rosenberg and Ashley Kerr. Amazing people to begin with. They go over basically all mindset. They go over topics. They have also people that they bring on every Monday, either at 4 or 3 p.m., depending on where you live. And I absolutely love it. Been doing it for about a month and a half. I've learned so much from it already. Definitely that's where I've gained a lot of knowledge from, but I still have a lot to learn. I think a lot of people have that same concept, right? Like you've learned, you learn what you wanted to achieve, you set your goals, and you're basically ready to go. So before we get into stories, and I want to hear from Rick and Deontay, who's on the session today. I just kind of want to tell you exactly what what my goals are. As of right now, I've basically been diving deep into as much information as possible. My goal, I have 2 short-term goals. One is to own a multifamily property. Just sold my single-family house. Now I'm buying hopefully a multifamily property, duplex, triplex. And another goal, which is really important, is I want to live for free. I want to buy a duplex and rent out the other units and rent out the other rooms. Hopefully there's more rooms, and I want to live for free, meaning paying my mortgage, and that's it. That would be my primary goal as of right now. At the moment, this is more of an action side. At the moment, I've got pre-approved. I have a badass realtor, and he's also a GC named Chase Thompson, who was also on the SoFloREI sessions. He actually explained a lot about 3+ ways to increase your property value. So he's done that as well. Him and I working closely together. This pre-approval obviously got me to where I know what I can afford, right? That's really important, and it cuts down a bunch of time. You're not wasting the realtor's time. You're not wasting my time, and everything is in line. Do your numbers, right? I've been doing my numbers on all the properties that I've seen. So far, I haven't made an offer yet because the numbers don't make sense at the moment. And of course, I haven't found the right property. Just gotta keep looking, and hopefully within the next 3 months, I'll be living in a unit for free. So that's my goal. That's what I've learned literally the past year. From last year to this year, I don't know. I mean, I'm such a different person when it comes to real estate investing, and I've learned from my experience of learning a single family home, being emotional about it, and not running your numbers in the beginning, to understanding that now. Did I lose a little money? Of course, right? I mean, that's just the name of the game, right? But when I went to sell it, it was a W, but at the same time, I've learned so much, and I'm grateful for all the opportunities. I'm grateful for all the coaching. Anyone that's talked to me, family, friends, I can't thank you enough. So I wanted to go in and touch base with let's start off with Rick. Rick, if you can kind of go into what you've accomplished since last year, since we've started this, and I've seen you from then till now. Just tell us what you've done and what you're trying to do and your goals.
Well, since I started, right, I haven't achieved my actual short-term goal yet in the first fix and flip, but I think I've gained tremendous from the time in April when you showed that video to where I am now. Not only have I grown in knowledge of real estate, but I've also learned how to be patient, to learn that this game is not a quick make money scheme. This is the long ball. This is a long game. And the ones that succeed are the ones that stay true to that. I guess some of the things that I've learned is I'm learning how to direct mail market to owners. Learning how to do driving for dollars. Learning how to run my numbers. So I think I've grown from the day that I started back when I first started to where I am now. I could actually look at a property and say, okay, this one might make sense and this one might not. And I've learned something that I want to challenge everybody as well, is that just because the property at the price where it's listed doesn't make sense, who says you can't put in an offer at the number that it does make sense, right? So one thing that Brandon Turner on Bigger Pockets preaches a lot is, every house has its number. And if you're not making offers, you're not getting the opportunity to purchase the home, because you don't know. You may say, oh, well, I throw this lowball number, they're not going to take it. We don't know that. We don't know what the circumstances might be for them, and it may be an opportunity for you. So that's one thing that I am learning right now, is to try to make a priority of myself to put an offer in at least once or twice a week for different properties that are listed, but also focusing on off-market stuff and learning ways to contact these owners. And I think I have to get the grit where I got to start calling them and knocking on doors. But yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. Created some great relationships with hard money lenders, fellow investors, just building for the long run, building for the long term. So yeah, that's a little bit about where I'm at, guys.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Um, yeah, I hear you on making an offer, right? That makes sense for the number wise, and glad you said that because, you know, I might actually put an offer in on that one property I looked at the other day. But we'll see. You know, like you said, you never know. And I think that's more of a mindset issue, right? Like we think,
Yeah,
oh shit, this property is 350. Like you're never gonna go for like 280. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But why not? Let's try
You
it,
never
right?
you never know. And it's not only that, I think it's also gaining the experience of putting in offers as well. Remember, this is we got to train ourselves. So I think the more you put in an offer, the more of a natural occurrence is that for you of just throwing in offers, not making it an emotional thing, just putting in the offer, hoping, knowing that you ran your numbers of where you need it to be. And if it is for you and it falls chip that way, they'll land. You never know. Maybe they do got a contract with another party, but then it falls through, and then they're maybe 80 days in, and they're not seeing anything. All of a sudden, here's Eric. Hey, man, I still got this offer for you. You want it? And it might come through. So I'm really believing that, and I am trying to shift my mindset to say, hey, submit an offer. I don't care if it's insulting to some extent, but just do it and see what happens because you never know, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree. Definitely agree. Um, Deontay, you want to share?
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate you having me on today. I wanted to touch on a couple of things that you guys spoke on. Like the main thing that stood out from what you were saying, Eric, where you speak on always, doing your numbers, even if you don't put in an offer or a deal doesn't make sense to you, you're still putting in that doing the numbers to understand, you know, the market and understand how to even give an offer, understand and see what works for you and what doesn't. That practice makes perfect.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things that like I see works as far as consistency. What are my goals? I'm actually redefining my own goals because I see just being out here and being, trying to be more active. I see that my goals don't really align with what I'm after now. Um, I've written something down in the past where, just a little bit about me. I'm in the full time. I have a full time job where I'm working in the natural gas industry. I also run my business with my wife, and it's the two of us. And you know what my goals are. I put a numeric number to it, which I realized lately that I shouldn't do that. And I also put a time frame. I want to set goals, more realistic goals for myself, something that I can actually see myself accomplishing. I don't want to put a number to it because I don't want my goals and my success to be based solely off of a number, or I want to make this much money, but forgetting about everything else, how you guys talk about building relationships, when you guys talk about being patient, being consistent, things like that. It's like when you have your mindset. Well, with me having my mindset on a number, I forget about that relationship. Now this person not only they're not becoming a friend or a family member, but they're becoming a number. So I have to pull myself away from that. And, and also the consistency, oh, I didn't hit that number yet. So it kind of brings me down a little bit, so I have my days where, but, just I'm redesigning my goals. And once I have a better answer for you, I'll reach out to you guys and I can let you know, like, hey, you know, this is where I'm at now. So it's just, it's all about, just redefining those goals, realizing more things about how I look at things as far as where I'm at and what I'm trying to accomplish. Um, that's what I'm in the process of doing right now. And
Well, I think that's a powerful statement right there, man. That hopefully the people that listen to this or that ever watch this they catch that. Deontay, when you said that I'm getting rid of the number,
Mhm.
to me that is powerful
Super.
because you you're focusing on, like you said, the relationships, and then the outcome will come eventually. That is powerful. I think what you say, that hit me like a bag of bricks when you said that. You like, I'm taking these numbers out of it. Not saying that you don't have an aspiration, but you're not. That's not your focus. It's not like it's just like a football player. I don't think Tom Brady came into the NFL saying, "Oh, I got to win 6 championships. I'm going to focus on that." No,
Right.
he focused on the moment and playing football and getting the skills down and building his team. And the result of that was the multitude of Super Bowls, I think, or Michael Jordan, or you could put anybody's name there. And I think their focus wasn't the contract, the money, it was the love of the game.
Right.
And the result of the love of the game produced that fruit. And I think, to me, man, that is like a powerful last statement
I
right there.
appreciate that.
Like, get rid of the number and focus on just the relationship. And shit, man, that hit me.
I
That's a fact
appreciate that.
right there,
Yep.
man.
I appreciate
That's a
that.
fact right there.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact. Honestly, I've never even heard of that before. Until
Yeah.
you said that. I mean, it is very powerful. Again, it's a mindset thing, right? Like
Right.
there's numbers, there's things that we've been associated with or are marketed to, or saying that we have to buy single family homes to live in and have a fence with a big yard. You know what I'm saying? Like all this information that we're fed by, like, through years, right? I'm not saying our parents' fault, but listen, like they were fed information which came to us, and we were living those aspirations and those dreams. But I feel like we have to sit back and, like I said, focus on our goals and figure out what works for us.
Right. Right.
Not looking at everything like numbers. Awesome. It's amazing, actually. Yeah. Deontay,
Yeah.
definitely hit a really good point there, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just like, just redefining my passion for what I came into it for. It's like I started off with passion. I hit the ground running. I kind of got burned out in the process, so it's just stepping back. A couple of things that I did learn was within myself, I learned to take action because I was in analysis paralysis for a very long time. I started, researching wholesale real estate back in my early 20s. I'm now 29 this year, and I'll be turning 30 in a couple months. But I first learned about wholesale real estate when I was about 21, 22 years old. And I was, just imagine, for the past 8, 9 years, 7 years, I've been in analysis paralysis. So finally, I started jumping out there, taking action. And Rick also talked about, knocking on doors, and I see how easy it is for Rick to get out and talk to people and connect with people. And I started using that, like, hey, it made it easier for me. So those are just some of the things that I did learn, was taking action, being able to speak with people, facing that fear, because it's nothing that they can do. The worst that they can do is say no, and even that's not so bad. So, it's just, I'm also learning things along the way, stepping out on faith and just, doing what it takes to do to get that first deal, but patience, relationships, and consistency is the main things that's ringing the bell in my head right now. And
Mhm.
actually taking action, taking what I learned and putting it into perspective and doing it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Could have said that better, man. Could have said that better. Um, like I said, it's just taking the action, just putting it into getting your goals and getting those goals into action and actually getting it done. That's definitely where it's at. So yeah, thank you, man. So you actually mentioned before that you were in a different area in Florida. What kind of made you kind of step foot in a different area?
I'm actually out here, as I mentioned earlier, I'm in the
Yeah,
natural gas industry. So,
yeah.
just picking up on some extra learning, doing some more training out here in Tampa. Our training courses out here in Tampa, Brandon. And I talked to Rick. Rick called me and said, hey, man, just like, he was holding me accountable, like he did for Rick. You know, he held me accountable. Hey, man, I'm checking up on you. Haven't heard from you. Just want to know what's going on. We'll see what's up. I got this idea, but first I want to check on you. So, and I was like, man, yeah. I admitted to him, like, yeah, this is what I got going on. Kind of been slacking, haven't been focused as much as I need to be. And then he told me what his idea was, and then just that conversation, just talking to him, hearing from him, you know, it pushed me something, just a light bulb went off. Something just struck in me. Something sparked at me looking on Zillow that night, and I ran into a couple of deals where there's a local investor has 2 properties for sale. So I reached out to him. It's a FISBO on Zillow. Reached out to him, talked to him for a short period of time, and just hopefully I get a chance to stop by, check out the property, see if everything adds up to what he told me over the phone, because the pictures aren't matching the description that he has online. And then I'm going to try and my area of, you know, ongoing expertise is wholesale. That's what I'm mostly interested in. So I hopefully plan to wholesale a couple of deals here in Tampa. But I realize the area here in Brandon is a growing area. It's a rural growing area where there's a lot of new development areas that's coming in to town, and a lot of people are starting to modernize a lot of these older properties instead of selling them to these big development companies, and, you know, and put them back on the market for either rent or to sell, to, you know, to flip themselves and make some money for themselves. So that's kind of what I've been into for the last couple of days.
Nice. Love
And
that.
I think that's powerful. I don't know if you guys will. I don't think Deontay was on the call, but April Crosley, she's one of I think one of the realest investors I've met, in the sense of
Sure.
you know, because a lot of, from what you can see on social medias, you see like the greatness of investing, right? The beautiness of it, or the deal and that, right? But she talks about those low moments, and those moments where, you know, nobody around you understands you. Like, a lot of your family is not going to understand you. Like, I'll talk to some of my family members, and they think I'm crazy. They think I'm on some Ponzi scheme type stuff, right? And they don't get it. So when you find people that are on the same path, you know what I'm saying, and we're all seeking different ways, because, you know, success for everybody's different, but we're all in this role called real estate, and we all will maybe end up in different avenues of it, but we're all on the same highway right now. And I think it's important for, like how Deontay said, like, it's the relationship, man. Like, hey, man, are you okay? Like, because it could be burdensome. Just like Deontay said, he's been through that. I go through that too, where I'm like, man, nothing's going on. I don't see no light.
Yeah.
It's not working. It's not gonna work. And, you know, when you have people around you where we're able to say, hey, man, it's not working right now, but let's talk about it and let's see what we could do. I think April kind of put that in my head, and saying, hey, it's a lonely world. And if you don't have people around you, then, you know, you'll get through it, but it's a darker road, you know. So I'm trying to avoid that. So I
Absolutely.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Actually, talking about April, I don't know if you saw, but she's going to be RVing around the United States now.
Yeah.
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 And I said, you know, I'm like, that's awesome. I'm like, you should definitely come down here. And she'll actually be in Tampa, and then she'll be in on the West Coast, and like Fort Myers and Naples, I think she said. So someone said, yeah, we should do a meetup. And I think I'm gonna probably schedule that for like November or whatever. Maybe go over there, meet
That
with
would be
her.
big. That would be nice.
You know, you guys are
Yeah.
obviously 100% more than welcome to, like, you know, drive with or do like a day trip or whatever. You know.
Most
That's
definitely.
definitely.
Most definitely.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it would be really cool to like speak to her, and like obviously, you know, see her in person. Like, you know, she was definitely like on point with everything she said.
Yeah. She kept it
Everything.
100 with us, man. She's not feeding us rainbows and
Right.
leprechauns, man.
Spitting
She's telling
glitter
us,
at us.
she's saying, hey, this is not easy, you know. And
Right.
Right.
as
Right.
as every day goes on, I kind of see that. And I just started. Like, I haven't even done anything technically, right? I'm laying the groundwork right now, but
Right.
I'm starting to see that, hey, this is, you have to be dedicated. Something that Arnold Schwarzenegger said that I listened to today. He said that when he was in the gym training, he was
Oh,
he would smile, and he said people would look at me like I'm crazy. And what they didn't realize is I had no plan B. He said I only had plan A. And until we don't have that mindset where it's plan A and there's nothing else, you'll give up on stuff. And I've done that throughout my life. I've given up on other things that I've pursued.
Mm.
But
preach,
until
bro.
you don't have that
Preach.
mindset
Yeah, man.
that it's just plan
Preach.
A
Yep.
and that's it, then we'll give up when things get hard.
Preach.
Absolutely.
Preach.
Absolutely, man. That's yeah, man. Like Deontay said, you're preaching to the choir here, man. That's
Right. Right. You
yeah.
know, it's just, and I like that Rick takes that step, and like I saw it earlier this week when you reached out to Rick and you would let him know, hey, I'm holding you accountable. And I like that we have that dynamic. And I really appreciate that, because there's days where I'm like, you know what, man,
Yeah.
I already have a great career, so I'm going to just stick with that for now. But, that's what got me caught in that analysis paralysis mode. So I'm going to look more into, um, it may be, if the call is on the website, I'm gonna look and listen in and watch that video on the call that you guys had with April, because
Yeah.
it's good to hear that downside, because like Rick said, you go on any social media, anything, everybody's trying to sell right now because of COVID. So they're gonna show you the glitz and the glamour. They're not gonna show you the downside, but you
Nope.
have to pay money for that downside. So it's like, if you want to learn about the real, I posted something on social media today. Learn the rules to the game and play the game by the rules. And that goes back to what you said, Eric. You've been diving deeply into learning information.
Mhm.
So I've been doing the same thing. I have a boot camp coming up, so I want to see where the missing pieces to the puzzle. Okay, I have this part of it. So what are the missing pieces to the puzzle, so I can go ahead and apply those, to take myself or everybody around me to the next level, so we can really get out there and really dive deep, because things are about to turn around, and we need those vital tools and those vital pieces of information that's going to help us, so we can shift with this change that's coming.
Mhm. Absolutely, absolutely. And I think now, obviously, as we all know, is the perfect time to do it, right? Because depending on if you're at home or if you have more time, I mean, it is. It's it right now. And not like, say, for instance, you're not looking to buy a house, let's just say, right? But you're gathering, realtors, and you're gathering more connections that one day when you will need it, you look back and you're like, oh, okay, like I built all these connections and I built all these contacts within the last year. I'm ready now, and it hits, right? Like the market is ready is ready, right? It's like not like the crash or anything, but like you're going to be set because you already have all those connections. So like never stop trying to connect, never stop. Kind of like what you said, Rick, is if you're focused on one thing, you're either focused on that one thing. Like if you have two, so like say if real estate and then stocks, right? You completely forget about stocks, but then in a year from now, something can happen. You jump in, but you don't have those connections anymore. You lost them, right? Like
Yeah.
like that's where it's at too, man. And that's what I've been learning. I've been learning.
Yep.
I actually John's on this call. I'm so happy he's here. I want to ask him a lot of questions about what he learned uh, this year as well. Um, but I actually recently told John that I signed up for entrepreneurship class, literally at my FAU. I'm alumni at FAU. That was my trail. Like I graduated with a minor in entrepreneurship. Did I learn anything? Probably not. I'm gonna be completely honest with you and say I didn't really learn too much because again, it's just the system, whatnot. But um, it's been way too long. It's been about how many years? I don't know, 6, 7 years since I graduated, and I now took action. And I only paid $150 for awesome class. I have two professors two professors who are on who dedicate their time on Wednesdays from 5:30 to 8:30. Right, it's a long course. They talk about entrepreneurship. They break it down, and it's section by section. But it's they don't say create a business plan like we all were told. Right, they're like have something in place. Definitely have something, but like businesses change. Like you can have that idea and then 6 months from now completely different. So you've worked months on a business plan that no longer exists because it's a different idea now, right? So you always have to think about like learning, think about you know just going back to your traits and what you've learned before, because you just have to be a master. If you just keep going and you keep learning about what you want to learn or what you already learned. And this was me not too long ago. Like I thought I knew how to be an entrepreneur, but honestly, definitely not. What I'm learning now, like I was doing things completely ass backwards. For instance, when you have a product or you have a service and you start, you take action and you call people in that industry. That industry, obviously depends on what industry you're in, but you make like 30 calls to either randoms, not really friends, but in a way friends, and you interview them on the product. Like, hey, would you use this, right? That I've never done, and I just went straight for it, and I just made it, and whether it was a website or whatever, nothing really worked out because you never knew your market, you never knew your customer, and that's really important. That's even important in real estate. So all of this is kind of coming together right now. I absolutely love it. I'm still learning, so at this point, 2020 has obviously been very interesting for all of us, but I feel like it's been the most I've learned the most in 2020.
And,
I
I
don't
think,
know. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but that's
oh yeah, definitely. And I think a key thing that you said there, Eric, was that you have the mindset that you don't know it all, right? And you hear like these, OGs, these guys that they have obtained things that we only could dream about, right? They're constantly telling us, hey, I still make mistakes. So that moment that you feel that you are invincible, that's where it becomes dangerous, right? Because you have nothing to learn, you have nothing to gain. So I think, like you said, that's key. Like just being open and saying, hey, listen, I don't know everything, and I'll probably never know everything, but I'm willing to listen, and I'm willing to put people around me that might not know what I know, like what I know. And I've read and I've been reading that where all the successful people, a lot of them they don't know everything. They just put people around them that are superstars at what they don't know about, right? And then they
Right.
just create this team and they build with each other. You know what I'm saying? From Warren Buffett, from all these guys, they just create these things because they know that, hey, I don't know this, but I know you know that. So you
Right.
got something and I need, and I got something you need. Let's get together, right?
Right.
So I think that was key what you said there, man. I really do. Yeah.
Ab- absolutely, man. If I'm the smartest man in the room around the table, there's something definitely wrong.
I was just thinking that it's okay to not be the smartest guy in the room. Surround yourself with
No,
people that's way smarter than you.
no, and it's not, and it's just like me. I'm a high school dropout. I went to 10th grade. That's as high as education I got, and I got a GED, you know. But I've told myself that I could put myself in a room with others, and I might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I could hold my own. You know what I'm saying? And I could feel
Right.
confident that, hey, I just like I was telling a buddy of mine, yesterday. With the information and the technology that we have today, information is so readily available to all of us
Right.
that I think you could get sometimes more benefit on a ride home on a commute every day from work through YouTube, and they call it with the YouTube University and audiobooks than you would in a lot of places in a 4-year degree, right? Because
Right.
it's just the information that you're obtaining. So like I said, it's just
Mhm.
never doubting yourself, also being humble, but knowing that, hey, I am valuable and I do have a place in this role, you know what I'm saying? And I bring something to the table. And it's just, I think one of the hardest thing for me is, as a new investor, finding out what I'm good at. What is my role? What will be my
Right.
role on the 96 Bulls? Like, would I be the Steve Kerr? Would I be the Tony Kukoc? Like, what is my role in this team? You
Right.
know, and I think that's one thing that, I would challenge us to kind of look in ourselves and say, okay, what role do I play? Like, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses, and how can I, we could use each other, not use each other, but be with each other and say, how can we help each other with through our weaknesses, So I think that's
Right.
key.
Yeah, absolutely.
How we can benefit one another.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a fact. There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would be um I would definitely be, let's see, 2020 Miami Heat Jimmy Butler. That guy, man, is just like he's such a role model, such a leader, Like, who would have known? But like the way, and I actually, it's weird. Like sports, I love sports, but this year, the Miami Heat, and I'm not saying because I love them, showed what leadership is really all about, right? They don't have many all stars. They just have the shooters. They have people who listen and will follow, right? Will follow one particular leader, that was Jimmy Butler. The way that the whole organization, Eric Spoelstra, and every one of them came together, I don't know. I think that was like the most beautiful thing I've seen in a long time. And that's it right there, man. Like, I want to be that. Like, I want to help people. I want to teach, if I ever can teach people, kind of like what you said, Rick, in the beginning of our show. Um, that's what I want to do in the future. And yeah, that demonstration, 2020 Miami Heat, it was just incredible, and I'm grateful that I've seen that, because that actually motivated the hell out of me. So
And I think that's crucial, lining yourself with people that share the same values, and same goals, because if you're searching for jets and Lamborghinis, that might not be my ultimate goal. And so I think it's really important to find ourselves with people that share the same value. Like you said, you wanna spread the, I guess you call that, the real estate gospel. You wanna give it to people and say, hey man, there is a way, what I'm saying, not just that 40 years retire and get a pension way. You could live your life free through real estate and through other means, and do what you want, when you want, with who you want. And I think what money is it buys time, and we all are. That's all we see. We seek time. We seek moments to be in time. So that real estate provides that, I think. So it's key.
amen, amen.
And
Yeah,
money is definitely a tool.
yep.
We just use it that way,
Yeah, the
and
vehicle.
buy
That's
our
all it
time
is, man.
back. Yeah, it's a vehicle to buy our time back.
Yeah.
Definitely make it work for us and not us work so hard for it, But, that's why a lot of these calls are vital, and the information that we're seeking and receiving is very vital to us as well. So we can use it when the time is right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think we all want to be like John over there. He's on the
I know
sandy beaches of Fiji,
on the sandy beaches.
of
The
Fiji,
waves coming in and
Look at
everything.
that.
or Saint Lucia, or
Uh,
wherever your hotspot is. That's
uh,
where he's at right now.
it's
I'm trying to get with you guys mindset, That's what I'm trying to do. So you got to visualize it, right? That's what they
Right.
say.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Definitely visualize it. You
Yeah.
got to see the lifestyle before it comes. That's how you bring it into, that's how you manifest it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
absolutely.
But guys, I popped in late. Didn't know what the program was. So and then I got 8 o'clock. So I just wanted to get on camera. Say hi. And again, just listening to you guys. That's what you got to do. This is definitely tough times, but if you look, you'll see people make money in this business in all markets, right?
Right.
All markets. I mean, there are people poised right now, making more money than they have in a long while. So Eric and I have been, sort of batting things around and looking at all of the money that's flooding into that market down there. I mean, it's crazy the prices that people are paying.
Yeah.
So our goal is to find those properties that are off-market properties. I'm telling you, if we can find those, get them under contract, guarantee you can dispose of them number of different ways. Eric, you can attest. I mean, they're paying crazy money for these properties. We just got to get them under contract. That should be the main goal
Yep.
right now. He or she who owns the deal, can set the terms and walk away with some good cash right about now. So.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, John, before you take off, I know you got to take off at 8 and I got to take off pretty soon as well. Let's get with Eric and set a time. And I
Yeah.
would like to sit down and talk with you and see what the criterias are and how I could be a benefit to your goals and how we could get those off-market deals. I got some things working with off-market stuff. So I
Right.
got a little bit of experience with the off-market and just trying to understand like exactly what you're looking for and how we could help and get to that goal, because I agree with you 100%. Everything is off market right now. The guys that are paying, I was telling these guys, I saw a little 600 square foot house and they want $200,000 for it down here, and it's worth 220 fixed up. So there's no,
Crazy.
it just makes no sense what's on the market. But um, it's about hitting those off market deals and finding a way and gaining rapport with the owners. I think it's a long game. It might take months. Like I spoke to an owner today. He's like, "Hey, listen, I'm not ready to sell right now, but hit me up in 3 months." And
Right.
guess what? I got my date. I got my thing on my email. 3 months from now, I'm giving him a call again. Hey, where are you at? What can we do? So I think that's key.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
But Eric knows a lot of, what I'm looking for and, the criteria. The one thing that I would throw out, guys, is it's a numbers game, right?
Yeah.
So totally hear what you're saying. May take a long time, but the other thing is numbers. You have
Mm-hmm.
to run through a bunch of numbers to get to, that one deal.
Gotcha.
That's the one thing. So Eric, you asked, what have you learned, thus far?
Mhm.
That market is, I mean, it's tough. I've run through literally, guys, literally thousands of contacts and still have not walked away with what I think is a good deal, right? But I'm still that as we speaking, that outbound contact is still going on. So you whatever you do, you just have to do a lots of numbers and as consistent as you possibly can. So but we'll definitely get together. So Eric,
Yeah.
you know how to get me, man. Just
Absolutely.
put something else on the calendar. We'll get together. So I can tell you, you guys are on the ground, right? So the numbers that I'm going through at some point in time, and here's the other thing that's so strange, guys. You go through those numbers just to get one. The law of nature, Murphy's law, whatever you want to call it, when you get that one, the whole floodgate starts opening up, right? And it starts
Yeah.
coming right after the other, right? So I fully intend to be able to reach out to you guys and say, look, I got this one. It just popped up. I need some feet on the ground. Go take a look, see what you think. Let's do this. Let's do that. Fully intend to do that. So absolutely open to, having further discussions with you guys.
Awesome.
All right.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
All right, guys.
Absolutely.
You all
Take
take
care,
care.
John.
All right.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you, John. Nice to see you.
You too. Bye now.
So I'll set it up. I've been trying to set something up. But real quick, let me end the recording. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's been an awesome session. It's just probably one of my favorite because from when I started, I was literally looking at all the videos, and I'm not trying to like boost myself up here at all, but I looked from the first video from you and I, Rick, until the
Yeah.
last video, and I can tell you it's been a big improvement from audience to myself speaking, and as I go, and like I said, this month and a half, man, I've learned so much shit. I feel more confident, and that this
Yeah.
guy's Steven Rosenberg, man, he's the fucking man, the fucking man. He's the rock of real estate, hands down. And whenever I hear him, man, I listen. So
Yeah.
you have to find those people, man. And I don't know. I'm just trying to be like them one day. You know what I'm saying? To be
That's a
like
fact.
them. Man. So, all right. But anyways, thank you. I'm gonna end the recording.